Greetings, 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 peace, love, harmony, and light. This is Chief Kalanago with a build with a video. Man, it's a beautiful day to be alive. As you know, there's only life, and I only celebrate life, right? With that being said, I'm giving thanks to the Great Spirit, giving thanks to my ancestors for just using me as a vessel, using me as a tool. I realize in my growth that everything comes as a learning experience. Everything comes as part of my journey. You know what I mean? And I gotta say, I'm bliss. So I want to take the time to say, Sat Pase, Marbriqua, Osio, Halito, Shalom, Islam to my Moorish brothers and sisters. I want to say what the deal is, Wagwan, and let's get into this build. I think I'm actually hopefully I'm streaming both on YouTube and Facebook because that's the intended purpose. So I'm not sure if that's what exactly what's happening right now, but I think that's what's going on right now. So we're definitely on YouTube and we're on Facebook. So I'm kind of like cross, building right now. So it's a beautiful thing. I'm merging both worlds, right? And thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And the reason why, I wanted to do that, okay, big up to my brother Crumb. He's one of the first ones I actually see that's cross, doing builds, And I say, let me just try it out. But I have a very, very important message, to all. You feel me? And if you have been paying attention to, my videos, you'll see that there's a transition that's taking place within me. And I'll explain to you exactly what that means. Okay. My journey, started, at a very young age, at the age of 5, when I grew up in a Christian home, so to speak, and it's just a matter of at the age of 5 asking questions that no one had answers for. And all I was told, well, this is what the Bible says. And that wasn't, enough for me. So I always had a curious nature and a rebellious nature because I was always seeking for truth. But let us jump into, 2000, I would say early 1999, when my son was conceived. It changed something in me because I was, in my opinion, and I was a great father, still am. And I realized what the system did to me. Even if I was a great father, being in my son's life, had him 3 days a week, like I said, I was not just a father, I was a dad. Long story short, that started all changing in regards to the system, trying to take advantage of me because of difference of opinions, you know what I mean, between my son's mother and I. Now, this is not about bashing her or anything, so I'm not even going to do that. But I'm just letting you know the experience, right? And I had to go through a battle of fighting the system to prove that I was a good dad. You see what I'm saying? And I'm asking myself, well, why do I have to prove that to the system when my son know I was a good dad? But I realized it's the system that we were dealing with. You feel me? And I fought and I fought and I fought for my son. And it cost me a little over $20,000, even if I brought all my receipts to court. Brought all my receipts. I'm talking about letters from the school, okay, where the teachers, yes, for 10 years, this man have been paying, for the school, private schooling. He drops off his son every morning, but the judge didn't want to hear that. So in 2007 or 2009, I founded an organization called The Father in Me. And the purpose of the organization was to teach men, regardless of what you're going through in life, okay, if you're a father, don't allow that to affect your relationship with your child or your children. And I spoke of my experience, all right, showed them documents. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I was one of the first in my knowledge to actually do a rally, okay, or a protest at the Brooklyn court downtown Brooklyn, and brought a lot of fathers together. Even mothers came out to support. I got all that stuff on tape. I'm not saying this to impress you, but I'm saying that to impress upon you that, where I'm at today, I just didn't start this journey. All right. I've been doing this for a very long time. It may not have been in the capacity of what it is, but it started off as me trying to teach our men that we can be good fathers. We can be great fathers, regardless of how the relationship turns out or turned out between the mother of our child or children. And I was adamant about showing and proving that I was a good father. And it all came to a point where I got so tired. Okay, I made up my mind. And that's how powerful our mind is and can be. I made up my mind that I realized that the judge was taking advantage of me, and I wasn't going to allow them to do it anymore. So I do film production. That's one of my skills. All right. I know how to do film, movies, and edit, just like Hollywood and all that. That's the skill that I have. You know what I mean? And I learned it on my own. So with that being said, I put a DVD together, and real professional. And I spoke my truth. And I told the judge, listen, I gave her the social security number. I gave her the case number for the child support, not like as if she didn't know. And I told him, listen, I'm a great dad. You see the relationship between me and my son. But for some reason, you want to turn me into a criminal. Okay? You want to turn me into a criminal because your system want to let me look like I'm a bad father. And you want to put me in jail because I don't want to conform to your idea of what a good father is. Okay? Back then, and I'm talking about, like I said, that was in 2005, 2007, all right, around that time. Okay? I told them, listen, I'm self-employed. I'm making about 400, and 450 a week. They didn't want to hear that. They wanted to put me in a program called FEGS, okay, where they pick a job for you, but I was only making $275. And I'm telling the judge, listen, I'm telling you, I'm making $450. Why do you want me to make $275? But I realized it was about control. It was about control. It wasn't about that I was making $450 and I was providing for my son. It was because of they wanted to control me. And I didn't want to do that. So I didn't go to the program. Okay? I went to the program for 2 days and I stopped. They took the driver's license. They threatened to send me to jail. I say, you know what? And that's when I decided to do the video, when they threatened to send me to jail. So back to the DVD that I did. So I did the DVD and I said, George, whatever I call her name, I said, listen, I'm a great father. And I'm not going to allow you to turn me into a criminal, all right? If you're going to turn me into a criminal, I'm going to give you a reason to turn me into a criminal. But it's not because I'm going to be a good father, and it's not because I'm a good father. So with that being said, I'm not paying no more child support, and I'm not telling you to do what I did. I'm just telling you my story, all right? I'm just letting you know, when you make up your mind not to be a slave anymore, that's all it takes is your mind, is a mind change. That's all it takes, all right? And I said, I'm not doing that no more. Do what you got to do. But if you're going to send me to jail, you already took your driver's license. If you're going to send me to jail, I'm going to give you a reason to send me to jail. And just so you know, the internet is here. And I said, anybody could be found, all right? I said, leave me alone. I'm a good father. Whatever game the other side is playing, I don't want to be a part of that. So I can't afford what you're forcing me to pay. And I'm not going to pay. So I took that DVD, all right, and I packaged it really well. And I packaged it. I did some graphics in Photoshop, right? And I put on the front of the DVD, I put Ready to Die, because I have the mindset of Biggie in my mind, Biggie Smalls, right? I'm ready to die because I'm not going to allow you, okay, to run my life the way you want to run my life. You feel me? Because I was honorable as a father, as a dad. I did what I had to do. You feel me? So I put Ready to Die in front of the DVD. And I put a picture of the family court in the background. And in the back of the DVD, I created a silhouette of a mother a son, and a father. And they are actually in front of the family court. And the mother is pulling the son away from the father. And the father is down on his knees with his hands out, reaching out to his son. All right. And then I put, when God is not present, the devil will take over. Something like that. All right. I'm paraphrasing because it's been a while. I still got a copy of the DVD. And I went to the court. All right. I was supposed to have court again because I tell them I'm not going to pay. So every other week they had me in court. Every other week I'm back and forth. All right. And the energy in that building, it is just so, it is just a negative energy. And I felt it and I knew it and I just didn't want to be there. But again, they say you got to go, right? You know, we perish for the lack of knowledge. Anyway, I was supposed to have court within a week and a half. So a week prior to court, I went into the court and I took the DVD and I went to the woman at the desk on the 5th floor. I'm talking about in Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn. And I asked her, well, how can I get this DVD to the judge? She said, oh, well, sir, you can't just come and drop a DVD to the judge. I said, really? I just stuck the DVD in the window and I left. I took a copy. I sent it to their office on Broadway in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan. I sent a copy by mail and I sent another copy to Albany. So that's 3 copies that they got. The following week, I was supposed to go to court. It was a Tuesday. I remember it vividly. Okay. I was supposed to, the hearing was, I think about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I got there about 8:30. You feel me? All of a sudden, normally when I go to court, I would say they have about 3 or 4 court officers for the most. That morning, they had about 17. I counted them. They had about 17. And all of a sudden, something in me said, hey, Chief, they're here for you. All right. So just know that you're going to be dealing with a situation today. And I was ready to go to jail. I was ready to die if I had to. But I was not going to allow you, okay, to let the world think that I'm a criminal, all right, because I was a good dad. I had made up my mind. It's either you're going to kill me or you're going to send me to jail for a good reason. But I wasn't just going to go to jail just because I was a good dad. I wasn't going to do that. Anyway, when they called my name, all right, I knew they were there for me. They called my name. All of a sudden, 17 officers walked in behind me, all right? I wasn't scared. I wasn't afraid because, like I said, I made up my mind, all right? I made up my mind. Today was going to be the day I was going to get my respect. You feel me? I walked into the court. The judge looking at me like I'm her baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I walked in, sat down. You know, they said, stand up for the judge. I ain't do none of that. Like I said, I made up my mind. You feel me? So thanks a lot, family. I appreciate that. You feel me? So anyway, so the judge, first thing she said was, do you know that, I got your DVD. Do you know that you can't threaten a judge? I was like, what you mean threaten a judge? Where on that DVD did I threaten you? She said, what do you mean by anybody could be found? This is the internet. I said, isn't that true? Did I call your name? Did I make any threats? I did say, yes, this is the internet and anybody could be found. That wasn't addressed to you. So how do you assume that's you? Anyway, she rolled her eyes, whatever, right? Then she started talking, well, you haven't paid child support, you this and that. I said, listen, I'm not paying nothing. Okay, do what you got to do. If you're going to send me to jail, send me to jail, but I'm not paying. I'm done. All right. And like I said in my DVD, if you're going to send me to jail for being a good father, I'm going to give you a reason. All right. So when she realized I was adamant about it, okay, she spoke to the other party. Once again, I'm not here to belittle anybody. I'm just saying the other party. So I'm going to leave it as that. All right. When the judge finally realized, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the Great Spirit. I don't know if it was the ancestors, but they were on my side that day. The judge finally realized, okay, she kind of fell back and she watched me and she watched the party because in that I was the defendant and she watched the plaintiff and she realized the smirk on the plaintiff's face. And I don't know if the ancestor spoke to the judge, but the judge said, okay, this is what we're going to do. All right. We're going to, they wanted me to pay $600 and something a month. We're going to drop this down to $50 a month, whatever, whatever, whatever. All right. And just try to catch up with the arrears. All right. Now, in my mind, I was still going to be resistant. But something in me said, you know what? Chill, relax. Take that as a victory. Okay. So it went all the way down to 50. So that's what I was doing. After a while, I stopped doing that. But a situation happened, all right, where I had to file for custody for my son. You feel me? Because like I said, man, once your heart is in the right place and your intentions are pure, the great spirit, the universe, what people call God or ancestors will look out for you, even if you don't know or you're not aware of how powerful that connection is. You feel me? So a situation took place. I'm not going to go in detail, right? But it put me in a position where I was able to file for custody for my son. And immediately the court gave me custody of my son. All right. Now I had some back arrears, and the lawyer that I had, you know, the court appointed attorney, he said, well, sir, you know, even if you have custody, you still have to pay. Now I have full custody now. They said, well, you still have to pay the back, you know, arrears, whatever, whatever, whatever. So, but he was like, one of the best ways you could kind of like, clear that arrears is by putting your son's mother on child support. And you know what? I thought about it. And the first thing I wanted to do was say, yes, go ahead, do it. But then something in me said, no, Chief, chill. I didn't do it. So I told the attorney, listen, I'm not going to put my son's mother on child support, because if I do it, I'll be doing it for the wrong reasons. I'm going to do it because I'm vindictive, I'm angry, I'm upset. I'm not going to do it for that reason. You feel me? So I didn't do it. But after a year passed, you know, when I calmed down, my son was living with me. My son's mother had visitations. It was all good. You feel me? Regardless of the extra stuff I was dealing with, right? And then it came back where I couldn't catch up with the arrears, and they suggested it again. And I said, okay, you know what? This time I would like to do it. But I didn't do it for that vindictive reason. I did it just to clear that out. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, the point I'm making is I got custody of my son, and it was a beautiful feeling. I'm saying all that to say, family, is two things, all right? Regardless of what you've been through in life, know that wherever you are at today, that is what prepared you for where you are standing right now. That's the first lesson, or the first message. The second message is this, okay? I've been on a journey of ascension for a very long time. And I had, some people may say, you know what? It's called a sacrifice. To me, it wasn't a sacrifice. It was just part of my journey. You feel me? It was just part of my journey. And part of my journey was I had to be celibate for 3 years. I don't know why 3 years, but I had a vision one time. All right. I had to stop. And mind you, I had just gotten into a relationship. Okay. And imagine that you just getting into a relationship brand new. And all of a sudden you're telling your partner or your girlfriend, hey, I got to stop having sex for 3 years. Can you imagine how crazy people think you would be, right? So, it was crazy, you know what I mean? And me and the sister that I was dealing with, right? We literally lived on the same floor, in the same building, in the same house. And I wasn't intimate because that was something that I wanted to do for me. Yes, it seemed selfish. Okay. Yes, it seemed unfair. All that. You feel me? But I had to do what my voice in me, that voice in me, wanted me to do. Because I realized there was something greater. There was something greater that somebody was calling me for. All right? Like many of you may already know, I was born on a very small island called Dominica. All right? So original Colonado. You feel me? When I first came, and I'm going back now, I'm digressing, right? When I first came into the United States, That was the first time I heard people calling themselves black and African American. All right. In Dominica, we call ourselves Dominican. You feel me? Even in school, they taught us that we were Amerindians. So after a while, something in me started, well, okay, you know what? Maybe you should start doing videos. Well, first, even before that, I used to do videos, you know what I'm saying, when I used to entertain because I used to dance. So that was what my channel was about, promoting my events. You feel me? But then again, growing, changing, realizing that I was preparing myself for a higher calling. I changed the dynamics of my channel and I started talking about us being Americans and American Indians. Okay. But nobody was really talking about that. At that point, there was no Dane Calloway, no Pharaoh, no Sinetta, none of that. Okay. None of these Aboriginal, or none of that stuff didn't exist. I didn't even know what a Moor was. Okay. I didn't know none of these things, but I knew I was an Amerindian. That's what I was taught in school. I was never taught I was black. All right. But because of the influence, all right, like I said, I used to do a lot of shows and I used to perform. So I had a huge female following. So when I changed, you know, my ammo from the promoting and the dancing to more of a conscious movement, so to speak, I lost a lot of my female clientele. They thought I was crazy. You know what I mean? All of a sudden I started talking about going into the Bible and breaking it down and telling them that they are gods and all that. People thought I was nuts. You feel me? I had even did a video and put it on YouTube when I show people that I'm actually drinking my urine. And people thought I was crazy. I had to take the video down because people wasn't ready for that. Not even realizing your urine is the most purest form of liquid that you could drink once your system is purified. That's water that's coming from the internal source. People don't know that. But they wasn't ready for that. I'm talking about over 10 years ago, family. That's where my mind was at. Exactly, Netalex. You feel me? So they wasn't ready for that. So I took that video down. Okay, the ancestors say something in me said, take it down. You feel me? So, more part of my story. A lot of the sisters stuck with me. And all of a sudden, I started reading about the Exodus in the Bible. And I started telling people, well, listen, the Exodus doesn't necessarily mean leave our land. It just means get out of the beast, get out of the matrix. That's all it means. That's all it means. But people was adamant to go to Africa. They was adamant to go to Ghana. So something in me once again felt like I was the savior of my people. I wanted to save them. I wanted to show them something different. So what did I do? I meditated on that because I was into my meditation heavy. I'm talking about I was seeing visions. All right. I saw visions of our ancestors showing me what happened in the Americas. So a lot of the things I was talking about, it wasn't because I read a book. It's because they showed me. I remember one time I was in a deep sleep. Okay. And my entire body lit up from my lower chakra, and a flame rose in me from the crown of my, not the crown, but from the root of my lower chakra to the crown of my head, like a dragon, and flames flew out of me. I'm talking about I was on a whole, I mean, even me, I was bugging out, but I was embracing it because I know that something was preparing me for something bigger. I didn't know what it was. I was just being obedient. You feel me? I was just being obedient. Anyway, talking about the story, right? So I went into meditation and I told the ancestors, at that time, I'm more digging the ancestors now, right? So I'm asking the ancestors, listen, I'm going to do what you want me to do. If you want me to do this Exodus, I will do it. Okay? So I did a survey on my YouTube channel and I asked everybody, yo, okay, we're going to go to Africa. Where are we going to go? We started talking about Tanzania. We started doing research on all these different places. Everybody said, you know what? Let's do Ghana. I said, cool, let's do Ghana. So I put it out there in the universe. I told the ancestors, listen, I don't know anybody in Ghana. I've never been to Africa. None of my family's from Africa. You know what I'm saying? But the people want to go to Africa. I want to save them. I want to do the Exodus. Okay? So I at that time, I had stopped performing a long time ago because, like I said, I know the ancestors had something greater for me. All right. So I called one of my friends. I said, listen, I need a construction job. All right. For a few weeks because I needed money to go to Ghana. So he said, okay, not a problem. He gave me a job. Now, mind you, I didn't know anybody in Ghana. I put it out there in the universe. All of a sudden, 3 days later after my meditation, a sister from that live in Germany sent me an email. She said, Chief, I've been looking at your videos for a while now, and I see you want to save our people and your heart is in the right place. I live in Germany right now, but I'm from Ghana, and I have a lot of land. All right? And just know that the land is yours. The sister sent me her ID. She sent me her bank statements. She sent me the deed to the land to show me that this was real, that she was real. Okay? So I'm working the construction. I told her, okay, you know what, sis? Beautiful. Thank you. I went on YouTube. All right? I told everybody the news. Everybody's excited. Everybody's working hard. I have families getting passports together and children coming together, bringing their children. And I'm talking about every other day we have a conference call. We are preparing to go to Ghana. So I'm doing the construction job for 2.5 to 3 weeks. You feel me? I stopped meditating for that 2.5 to 3 weeks I was doing the job because I had to get up at 6 a.m. and I was working all day. By the time I came home, I was exhausted. All right, to the point where I literally fell asleep with the construction closed, dirty. I mean, I worked all day. That's how exhausted I was. All right, so I wasn't meditating at all. So within 2.5 to 3 weeks on the job, we were doing demolition, and we had 4 floors that we had to break down the floors. We did the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, and then we were on that floor right before we hit the basement, and I had to do that entire floor by myself. You know, at that time, I'm like 240, 245 pounds. I mean, I'm solid. You know what I'm saying? Like a rip. Okay. So after I took off the floor, the beams were exposed and I could see the basement. I took the pickaxe, put it on my back. So my boy was like, yo, why don't you lay a piece of sheetrock or plywood so that you don't fall? Safety is first on the job. You know how we dudes do. I was like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm good. Family, I tell you no lie. I looked down and I saw the beams. The beams were that thick. So therefore, I mean, I wear size 13, but then the beams were that thick where I could literally place both feet on one beam and be okay. But when I stepped, the beam just disappeared. And I was falling into the basement. I knew because I literally saw me fall before I fell. So I immediately let go of the pickaxe and spread my arms to embrace myself for the fall. But right before my arm hit the beams, okay, something in my mind said, you know what? You're going to fall into this basement. And something is going to, I'm talking about this is happening in a split second. So I took my right foot and I put it up to brace myself. And I just heard, and that's all I heard. But I didn't fall into the basement. All right? I knew that I broke my foot or my instep. But I was so committed to saving our people, taking them on that exodus. I worked for 3-4 hours extra just to get that money so I could take my people to Africa. I got paid for that day because every day we got paid, right? I went home. Okay? You know how we folks do. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, I like to remedy myself by myself. So I did my home remedy. I had some Epsom salt. I put some warm water, all right? And I soaked my foot for about 2 or 3 hours. Okay, put some ice. And then I went to lay down thinking I could go to sleep. All right? I mean, that's how much I was my mind was in a point where, you know what? I'm telling myself at that point, I know I'm a God. So I could just meditate and heal my foot. Now, I don't know if I'm disillusional, but that's what I'm telling myself. So when I go to sleep, I went to sleep meditating. When I get up, my foot is going to be healed. Family, I'm telling you a true story. All right. But unfortunately, when I got up, my foot was swollen like my head. All right. So I lived on East 37th in Brooklyn. All right. Between Linden and Lenox. And Kings County Hospital, for those who know Brooklyn, New York, whatever. All right. Kings County was literally a block and a half away from my house. I took a 2x4. All right. And I literally crawled to Kings County. When I got there, the line was so long, but because my foot was so huge, they put me in triage. Triage means where they speed you up, okay, and they put you in front of everybody. They did the x-ray, all right, and they said, well, sir, we have good news and bad news. I said, well, it doesn't matter to me at this point. Just tell me what it is. They was like, okay, we're going to give you the good news first. The good news is your foot is going to heal. The bad news is you're going to be in a cast for 6 months. Why? Because when your foot broke, it didn't break like a break like that. It broke in a curve. All right. So I was going to be in a cast for 6 months. I said, cool. At that time, I was already vibing on a higher frequency. So I said, you know what? I told my ancestors, I'm not mad at y'all. This happened for a reason. All I'm just asking is, show me the reason. Tell me the reason. Not even 3 nights later, they came to me in a vision. They said, listen, you know our people are not Africans. You know they're not from Ghana. Why do you want to take them to Ghana? All right. This is your home. The Exodus don't mean to leave your home. It just means get out of the system. And it came to me as clear as day. The very next day, I went on YouTube and told everybody, listen, we ain't going to Ghana. We ain't Africans. I mean, you see what I'm saying? This is our home. Everybody started calling me a coon. Oh, you a sellout. You this and you that and you that. Anyway, long story short, I continued my journey from day on, telling people of who we are. Because I already knew. But because I had such a love for our people, I was willing to leave my birthright to save the people. All right? Which brings me to where I'm at today. And the reason why my narrative is changing again is because I am growing. I am paying attention. I am listening to my ancestors. You feel me? And something, I've been doing a lot of videos, you know, back and forth with Moors, you know, not a lot with Israelites, but mentioned that a few times. And I've mentioned New Hopians a few times, you know what I'm saying? And I had literally about 400, because I was going hard on the Moors. I had about 400 to 500 requests from people with El and Bay and Ali and all that. Okay. And I just said, you know what, Chief, just fall back. It's just too much negativity. I didn't know what these people were sending me friend requests for. I didn't know if it was to debate or just they want to be friends. I didn't know. So I say, you know what, man, listen, anybody who send me a request, if they have an L, a Bay, a Ali, or a Day, or a Moorish flag, I'm not going to accept the request, because I was just tired of the back and forth and the fighting and the debating and we are this and we are not that. Family, I'm just keeping it 100 with you. You feel me? But that is just an internal battle that I was dealing with, and I'll tell you why. Okay? And about a month ago, a brother with, I think he has El or Bay in his name, he sent me an inbox and he said, Islam more, you know, and he said, brother, whatever. He said, Islam, brother, and he said more, right? And the first thing that came to mind was, even before I even said the greeting, I said, brother, peace, but I'm not a Moor. And then, and he said he had a question. And then I was like, what's your question? But it took him about 2 or 3 weeks to respond. And I had to fall back and meditate on that. And I've been doing a lot of meditation and a lot of thinking and a lot of growing. And I'm getting a lot of visions. And all I'm seeing is that, you know, what separates us? Is it because we call ourselves a Moor? Is it because you call yourself an Israelite? Is it because you call yourself a Nuwapian? Is it because you call yourself a 5%er? Is it because you say you a Christian or you're Islam or whatever religion you subscribe to? Is that what really separates us? And I had to kind of think back. And in meditation, visions, I'm seeing visions of the all. I'm seeing visions of the one. And I'm like, we're not different. We are all the same. I am a Moor. I am an American Indian. I am an American Aboriginal. I am an Israelite. I am a Nuwapian. I am a 5%er. And I'm like, man, I'm just different expressions of everything we call ourselves. And I'm like, when we finally, and it dawned on me, we all came from the same source. But within the source, we are different expressions of that source. So it doesn't matter what you call yourself. You are just me calling yourself something different. And it was a somber moment where I had to be at ease. I had to be at peace because I felt myself ascending into a higher level of awareness. And I'm like, you know what? I got to stop doing these videos about how much we are so different and who was here first and who was here last. What difference does it make? The earth is our home. You feel me? And man, it was just, like I said, it was just another awakening moment. You feel me? So I've been going to my friend page, on Facebook where all the requests came, and I've been accepting the request. You feel me? I've been accepting the request. I don't care what you call yourself. Even the pale people, all right, that y'all call crackers and all that, they all came from us. Whether you say they came from a monkey or Reese's this or Reese's that, it doesn't make a difference because we all came from the all. It is just the higher, the lower self. And now it is time to come together. And that's the message that we are missing. You feel me? That's what we are missing. The oneness. We are so focused on the individuality. We are not seeing that our struggles are all the same. It doesn't matter what you look like. There are people that's on top of the echelon of the so-called elites. And they look like everybody else. It's a melting pot up there. The same way it's a melting pot down here. So as above, so is below. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It's against the have and the have-nots. And ultimately, on a higher realm, it's about your intent. Do you have good intentions or do you have bad intentions? So we are looking to save ourselves. You feel me? So it doesn't matter what you call yourself. We are still one. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I had to realize. I had to go within myself. I had to go within myself. I couldn't read that in a book. I didn't have to look at anybody's videos. People send me videos. No disrespect, I don't look at them. Because the truth is within. We don't have to go anywhere to look at the truth or to seek the truth. The Great Spirit put everything in the back of our minds and in our hearts. That we don't have to seek anything outside of who we are. You see what I'm saying? So now, when an Israelite brother or sister come to me and say shalom, I could say shalom, brother, shalom, sister. When a Moor brother or sister comes say Islam Moor, I could say Islam Moor. You see what I'm saying? When an American Indian, American Aborigine come and say, you know what? Osiyo brother or Halito brother, I could say Halito or Osiyo brother or sister. You see what I'm saying? Because I am not seeing us as different people anymore. That's why my message on Facebook started to change. All right? More so of an ascended message, so to speak. Letting people see beyond the flesh. The flesh has many names. The flesh has many labels. But one thing you have to keep in mind is that you are only going to be in that flesh that you are in right now just one time. You will never experience your I am in that flesh again. It is the only time in your life that you will be in this avatar. Why spend it hating? Why spend it differentiating? When the truth of the matter is your I am and my I am and his her and his I am and her I am, they are all the same. It is called universal love, universal God, universal intelligence, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Zeus, whatever you want to call it, Jehovah. It doesn't matter. It's just all one. There is nothing outside the all. You feel me? And this is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if anybody could go and pull up a video last week, 2 months, 3 months ago. Oh, well, Chief said, oh, he don't like, I never said I didn't like Moors. We were just so caught up on, well, you're not from here. This is not yours and this is mine. Why does it have to be mine? Why does it have to be yours? Why can't it be ours? We are all dealing with the same oppression. And the oppression has no color. It may appear that way, but no. I show y'all a video who's truly running this. They are people who look just like us. So it's truly about the have and the have-nots. But now we have to flip it and let it be about the good intent versus the bad intent. And that's how we win. We win with our good intentions. Everybody who's vibing on that high frequency, we need to come together. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what your so-called religion is. As long as your intentions are pure, you are my brother and you are my sister. I don't care. And that's just my journey. I'm not asking anybody to subscribe to what I'm saying. I'm not asking anybody to do what I'm saying. I'm not here to give you advice. I'm just telling you, this is my life. This is my story. This is my journey. I'm the director. I wrote the script so I could change the script if I so choose to. Hopefully, we could all come together and add a verse to the universe so we could create a multiverse where we are all one. You feel me? And that's what it's about, man. Because we keep missing the message. We keep missing it. And that's why we are here constantly reincarnating. Okay? Cannot figure our way out on how to flip this hell here on earth into heaven on earth. What we are missing is the oneness. We lack sympathy. We lack empathy. We lack love. We lack gratitude. We lack loyalty. We lack friendship. We lack brotherhood, sisterhood, motherhood, fatherhood. We have lost it all. It is time we bring it back. And your pain should be my pain. And my pain should be your pain. Because ultimately, like I said, it's just one. And within the one is different manifestations of that one. Okay? Just different characteristics. That's all it is. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what your religion is. I don't care what you call yourself. It's all one. And the truth of the matter is, we are not seeking God. God is seeking us. Okay? What we call God is seeking us to bring it back together again so it could be whole again. Now, I know y'all might say, well, Chief, you're bugging. No, I'm not bugging. I got it. I got it. Okay? The all needs us to make it whole again. That's what it is. You see, we are looking for God when the truth of the matter is God is seeking us. Didn't think about it that way, huh? God is seeking us because God is broken. God is divided into individuals. And God is saying, no, I don't want you divided no more. I want you to come back to the vine. Vine. Stop being divine. It's time to vine. Come together. I want to feel that oneness again. You feel me? And that's all it is. All right? So that is just my message, man. You know? And moving forward, that's where I'm at with it. Okay? I'm not going to be doing videos about who was here first and who was here last. I don't care about that. All right? Because the truth of the matter is it don't belong to me. My flesh belongs to the soil. All right? I am the creator of the universe. It belongs to all of us. We all are the creators of the universe. We came together and we decided to create a home for us. What makes you think it's any different? So as above, so is below. I'm going to give you a typical example. All right? Here's a scenario that could kind of like put things in perspective. Think of a mother and father having their family. Eventually that son or that daughter is going to grow up and have their own family. And that man, based on tradition, that man is going to go out and get his wife and build a home for his wife and his children. It's the same thing that we did in that realm. Before we manifested, we built a home for ourselves. And we said we're going to come here to experience something outside of our original self. And that's why we're here today. And we keep missing the mark because we have allowed institutions. But who created these institutions? Men did. We have allowed the institutions that men created, the ideologies of men, enslaved us. It is time to free your mind. Let go of everything that you thought you knew and look at yourself as the whole again. It's the only way it's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, nature is going to force it on us. That's the truth. Nature is going to force it on us. And a lot of us are going to miss the beauty in that experience because we spend so much time hating. We spend so much time looking at everybody else different from us. We're going to miss the beauty in God putting himself, herself back together. We're going to miss that. And that is something that I don't want to miss. So like I said, I could only travel on my path and my journey. And for those that's supposed to cross path with me, that's supposed to be in the same vehicle with me, man, I'm letting you know it's going to be a beautiful ride. Yes, there's going to be a few bumps in the road, and that's okay. We may get a flat tire here and there, but we got spare tires in the trunk. We good. We're going to be all right. Okay? As long as we got money for gas. As a matter of fact, you know what? Forget the gas. We got solar energy. Because that's the new type of cars coming right now, right? As long as we got each other, that's all we need. We spend too much time fighting each other. You feel me? Everything that we have, we built it. It's ours. Everything. So why are we fighting when it's all ours? It's yours, it's mine. It belongs to us. We belong to it. It's that symbiotic relationship. And that's what we need to focus on. So like I said, this is my message for today. And yeah, I just have a new perspective on life because I am changing. Every day we are changing. I've been doing a lot of breathing exercises. I'm back on my meditation and I'm just allowing my ancestors to move me, use me as the bridge. I already know my purpose. I am the one. They got me here to connect the dots, okay? Put the pieces together and glue everybody. That's my job. That's my purpose. And I'm just going to play my part. You feel me? And that's it. So with that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your continuation. And let's continue to grow, man. And for those of you who wish to support, you know, I mean, what I do, support my channel, or just to show your appreciation, by all means, please do so. You're not obligated to do so, but if you do, it's very much appreciated. But like I said, it's time for a new chapter. All right. And if we cannot and we won't see what the universe is showing us, then we will fall again. But just know that many are called and chosen a few. And it doesn't mean that the called don't have a role to play, but it's the chosen that's going to change things around. Because you see, we are preparing ourselves. We are preparing ourselves for that new heaven on earth. We are further along in the age more than you think we are. Pretty soon we'll be stepping into the age of Capricorn. And the age of Capricorn is where you create the heaven on earth. The age of Aquarius is the awakening and the purging. And we are almost done with that. Pretty soon it's time for the age of Capricorn, where we have to create that heaven on earth. And it's going to happen whether you want it or not. It's going to happen whether you play your part or not. So if the train is going to continue to go on, why not just get on? Don't miss the ride. You feel me? Because it's going to be a beautiful thing. So I just want you to know that this is deeper than what we think it is. All right? The universe is showing us something. All right? Where if we don't, for one, we cannot destroy Mother Earth. I promise you, she will destroy us first. I guarantee you. And repopulate. All right? Don't think nobody, not them, whoever, don't think they could ever destroy Mother Earth. She ain't going nowhere. Okay? She's everlasting. You feel me? We will get destroyed first. And I'm talking about in the flesh. Our flesh will perish first. All right? Before Mother Earth perish. So all I'm just saying is keep your eyes open. Stop hating. Stop being so envious. All right? It is time to embrace. And I'm not talking about, people that's out there doing negative things. Just let them do them. Get away from all that. All right? Protect your energy. But people who are vibing on the right frequency, trust me, that frequency is contagious, whether it may be so-called negative or so-called positive. It is contagious. It's literally the energy you feed the most, right? So just gravitate to the energy that's positive, and your life will change. Our lives will change. Okay? So once again, let's stop focusing on the difference between us. All right? It doesn't matter what you look like. And I truly mean that. Okay? Because it is just another extension of you. It's another extension of yourself that you are seeing. Whether it may be an Asian with chinky eye and yellow skin, that's you looking at yourself in the mirror as an Asian. Whether it's a pale man, that's you looking at yourself in your recessive state with pale skin. You feel me? Just know that to be the truth, because it is the truth. But now it's about the coming together. All right? So that the one could be whole again. All right? So thank you. And we'll talk soon. So just so you know, we are the gods. Some people may say, well, not the word God. Well, we are Allah. We are Christ. We are Zeus. We are Jehovah. I mean, whatever you want to call it. It all stems from one thing. What? The sun. Right? And we have a solar plex. We have a soul. And we have the soul of our feet. The sun is all up in us. All right? It's all up in us. The sole of your feet. You're walking on that soul. You're walking on the sun. Your solar plex, it's in you. And your soul, which is a combination of your subconscious and your conscious mind. So the sun is all up in us. Okay? From the crown of your head. All right? That's what your spirit is. That's what your consciousness is. That's what your soul is. Your soul is your subconscious and your conscious mind. That's your soul. So the sun is in there. All right? And then you have your solar plex. The sun is in you. and you are walking on the sun on the sole of your feet. What more can you ask for? You are God. God is you. You are the universe. The universe is you. We are the all. So with that being said, thank you. I appreciate that. Enjoy the rest of your continuation, and we'll talk soon. Peace.